Hey there, booze fans. It's round two. Because whenever I get the opportunity, I always try to choose more than one barrel. I always try to get a yin and a yang. So we started with the dried fruit and the spices, and now we're moving on to this sweet one. I called this Honey Delight from Hill Rock in New York. Once again, not to be confused with the reverse, which is from that distillery that I don't like to talk about. Yes. And again, let me just say that I'd much rather have this than that. Thanks. So, weighing in at 56.45% alcohol by volume, cast strength Solera method. Once again, Solera method, the mixture of the young and the old. Okay? Then they take that blend and they put it into a sherry cask, right? Where it was then poured into this. So it is a single barrel in that it was aged in one sherry cask. And as you're going to see, it's very distinct from the one that we just tried, spiced cherry chutney. So, Honey Delight. Again, we see just a really lovely color, a combination of the age and then the aging in the sherry cask. You know, all my life I've been complaining about New York as somebody from California, but New York is making great beer and they're making excellent spirits too. So, cheers, New York. Um, Thanks for having me. All right, let's give it a whiff. Oh, there's the honey, so it's in the nose. Yeah, very inviting. Now let's see if we can find the delight. Yeah, that honey just coats the tongue, but there's still plenty of spice to stop it from going off the rails into Sweet Town. So right now I'm getting those drying spices. So it's all honey at the front, and now it's drying out on the back, leaving me with a nice oak presence so I don't have to be worried about getting worn down. You know, when I say honey, when I'm talking about a cask strength single barrel bourbon, I'm not talking about Jack honey or wild turkey American honey or anything like that. There's no honey in it. This is how the whiskey interacted with both the new oak that it was originally in and the sherry cask that it was finished in. Right? When I'm talking about spiced cherry chutney, no chutney, no cherry, right? Those are all just the way that this particular whiskey is interacting with the various barrels it was aged in. All right, let's take one more sip. And again, not hot. A little bit hotter than the spiced cherry chutney, but just not hot. I mean, it is just holding that heat so well. A little bit of warmingness on the back of the throat on this one, but in general, I really think that just a regular drinker could totally have this at cask strength. But now let's add water. And again, the Dr. Bill method. Checking that on there. Splink. Splink. Good enough for Dr. Bill. Good enough for me. Again, on the nose, a little bit more aromatic. Not the same jump up that I saw with the spiced cherry chutney. Let's see what it does to the palate. So now the honey is extending all the way to the mid palate. but the spice is still coming on, and if anything, it's coming on a little more intensely, right? So while the honey is rolling down, when it turns into the spice, it's doing it in a bigger way, less gradual. The other way was more like just turning the spice volume switch up a bit. This is like, right, big honey and then ball of spice, and it's staying with me. So again, you don't have to worry about getting worn down by the sweet notes because the spice is there. Drying it out, adding the twists and turns. Again, not an everyday drinker, not something that you're going to run out and buy a case of. But when I see the prices of some bourbons that are bought and sourced, and they're asking a lot of money, I'm thinking better to spend it here on a delicious, tasty single barrel that's made at this distillery and was chosen by someone who you can at least come back to and say, no spice, no cherry, no chutney, no honey. You might have a brain tumor. Go to the doctor, get yourself checked out, get some therapy, get some help. What did the fine folks at Heifer Sketch ever do to you? That's my nickname for the distillery that I shall not name. Heifer Sketch. You figure it out. Anyway, back to work for me. Cheers. Thanks for watching. Hope you can pick one up.